Alright, welcome back to my channel. Today I got a full push day that I ran through a couple days ago. This is my second push day of the week. So on my first push day that I posted a couple weeks ago, I try to focus more on hypertrophy work with some dumbbells, upper chest. This push day, first main focus is just around pushing as hard as possible, pushing some heavy weight, especially with benching. I love benching, one of my favorite lifts. So I'm focusing on getting a big bench press on this day, pushing as hard as I can, as hard as I can recover from, while also targeting some smaller muscle groups that may lack throughout the rest of the week, as this tends to be a pretty short workout. So I'll throw in some more side delt, rear delt work, get in some extra volume, but hope y'all enjoy. All right, getting into the full push day here. I absolutely love to start off at least one of my push days of the week with a bench press. Bench press is probably my favorite lift of all time, as I'm sure it is for a lot of other guys. It's a kind of a meme in that sense, but I absolutely love this movement, and I just try to push my bench press really hard. I try to always keep it in my program. I know because I love it, I'm gonna push harder on this lift, which over time, even if bench press isn't, the most optimal lift for muscle growth, because people say like the ROM's not as good as some other lifts, you're gonna push it way harder than otherwise. So in summary, just try to find lifts you love because you're gonna push them harder than what may be the most optimal lift, because you can see going past failure there on bench press. I also think that's important, especially on push days. These muscles recover pretty easily. Try to have really good intensity. After that, I hop into an incline machine press here. I love machines after doing my first movement of the day, especially anything unstable like a dumbbell or barbell press. Using machine here, I'm not worrying about all that stabilization, packing my lats as much as I would be on a bench, and I can just push this really hard and really heavy to absolute failure without fear of my stabilizer just giving out first. Then going from there, I do go over to some tricep work after my second push movement of the day, starting here with a single arm tricep extension. Single arm work is so important, especially if you've been lifting in the gym for a while. While doing double arm work is very fun because you can push more weight, doing single arm work is equally as important because you're working some more stabilization muscles that if you only did double arm, you would never work. And you're also able to really hone in on your technique and kind of feel the muscle, feel what's working, feel what's not, feel what's painful, what feels really good. And it just allows you to get some more stabilization work in, which then will carry over to whenever you go back to doing double arm lifts and allow you to stay healthier over time. So then after that, I do love supersetting my tricep extensions with some face pulls. So this is pretty uncommon. A lot of people won't do this on push days, but I do like doing a little bit of rear delt work on one of my push days here because this allows me to hit rear delts 3 times a week. I can hit them twice on push days. I mean, pull days once indirectly, and another time I'll do some more rear delt work, and then once on a push day, which then allows me to get in 3 quality days of work on these instead of just 2, which I think led to some really good shoulder growth over time. After that, I do go back to another tricep exercise here, doing some dumbbell skull crushers with the bench at a slight incline. Using the bench at a slight incline is going to allows me at least to get a better stretch. That's why I like that. And then I do try to tap my shoulders on each rep here on these skull crushers just to give me a consistent range of motion. If you do any sort of free weight work, like a bench press, bicep curls, skull crushers, I do think it's important to try to find ways to standardize your range of motion because it'll make progression easier over time, as you know you're not just using worse and worse form to get up heavier weight. I do like supersetting these with some lateral raises as well, just standard standing lateral raises. Absolutely great exercise. I added these in pretty recently just so I can get some more lateral raise work throughout the week. This is actually my fourth time hitting them this week. But if you want to grow, volume is king. Try to up your volume. And if you don't grow, it's kind of on you. Volume is king for growth. Then lastly, I finish off all my push days with some tricep dips here. I love dips, especially some weighted dips. I only do 2 sets here, just trying to really burn out all the muscles, feel a really good stretch in my chest by going as low as possible, and then pushing to absolute failure on some of my last reps, doing as many reps as I can. And then I just finish off the rest of my push day with a little bit of posing, as you can see here. So, hope you all enjoyed that workout. You can learn something from it. All right, there's another week's video down. This is going to be now the fourth long form video I posted, which I'm really excited about. I'm excited to build some momentum with this. I really have had a really fun time filming these lately. Especially this is the first video I filmed at home, which is cool because people actually like, well, I don't want to sound egotistic, like they know me here, and this is not something I did last year. So now I'm really pushing myself in a different way and showing off like this new thing I'm passionate about. But what I want to take this outro to talk about, and it was something I was thinking about over the course of this lift, was just this concept of being flexible and allowing yourself to explore. So this really came to me this lift because being home, I found a new gym that would let me record because my old one wouldn't. And this is silly, but some when I came home previously for the summer for extended periods, and I'd get back to lifting, and I'd get to kind of restart my program, redo my program. That wasn't necessarily fun for me. And for a guy who lifts as much as I do and like lives and breathes this stuff, you kind of think it would. And a lot of that just came from like this feeling that because I was giving myself this time to try out new things and find new things, I wouldn't be progressing as much. I would kind of just be staying stagnant because my lifts wouldn't be going up, my strength wouldn't be going up. And as silly as that is, because it's just about lifting and going to a new gym, I think that's like kind of a bigger metaphor for life, and especially for people who are really high achieving and really want to do stuff and really push themselves hard. I feel like once you find something that works or something that you're good at necessarily, you tend to go all in too quick without leaving yourself time to explore that more and find out what you really love about it. And that can be good because it can lead to a lot of success because you go all in and you work really hard at something for an extended period of time. But it can also lead to working, making the friction between what you want to do and what you're doing harder in a sense. Like what I mean by that is you go all in before exploring more, and if you had explored more, you may have found something more that you loved about it more, and you don't let yourself find something that you love because you cut it off too quick. And I think where that comes from is that when you really want to do something, you want to be high achieving, it feels like every moment you're not doing that or not pursuing that, it's a waste. But that's not true. That exploration, that flexibility to allow yourself to explore things and try new things, even if it's not as efficient or as productive, is so valuable. That's where you'll learn more about yourself. That's where you learn more about what you love, compared to just doing something over and over again that you know is okay, but maybe not the best use of your time. And one thing I've been trying to do more in my own life lately is trust in myself and who I am to know whenever it's time to really go all in on something, or whenever I've been flexible and allow myself to be flexible, but then know, hey, I think I've found it, and I can combine this flexibility and exploration of whatever I'm trying to do with also being productive with it and finding that balance between being consistent, being determined, but also allowing yourself to explore. So that's just something I've been really trying to do lately. Came to me from this lift, as silly as it is, but hope that helps anybody if they think about that the same. And if y'all like this video, once again, please like, comment, subscribe, follow me on any other social medias. I really enjoyed making these. Gonna be a lot more content this summer, a lot more trying to get way more shorts up, going for 3 a week, one long form video still. But yep, appreciate it. Appreciate all the support I've seen on my recent videos, and peace.